Hello and welcome to Odds on Ligue Matchday 21. What a weekend we had in France. Alain Valnegri hit your ACCA with 11 as odds. I think is the highest we've ever seen in this channel. Alain, so congratulations for your ACCA, and what a weekend we have ahead of us with PSG OM on Sunday.
Yes. Thank you. You too. You're helping to have that inspiration about the odds. It's a weekend derby, Edu, because
Yes.
we have PSG OM, we have a Breton derby, Brest Lorient, and we have Nice Monaco.
Indeed, really interesting. PSG, after beating Strasbourg, suffering, but they got the 3 points still on top of the table. So let's analyze this great weekend ahead of us. Hopefully also Alain can give us as good tips as he did last weekend. ACCA 11, try to improve this. Alain, let's go on then with the show. Okay, Alain, on Friday we have Metz Lille. Of course, here we should look at the away win is 1.78, but I guess warning because Lille are coming from 4 consecutive defeats, lost in Lyon away, so it's going to be almost impossible for them to go to the Champions League next season. Only 1 goal scored in those 4 games, and let's see if they are able to beat the worst team in Ligue 1.
Yes, it's difficult to understand what happened in Lille. We saw a very good first part of the season. It's true, it's a young team, but my opinion sometimes is broke in the vestry because the last months was terrific for Lille. Now they need quickly to improve his football because. The goal is to go back to the champions in Lille, clearly. And right now, it's difficult to imagine Lille in the next Champions League because we have 5-6 teams better right now, only in average of point analysis, not in the game, not in the content. No, only with the average of point, and that must to break that bad streak. Now, Metz is a very good stadium where you can do that. If you check Metz, is so interesting about the last 4 games. Analyze the average of goal received at home and away, and it's so strange. It's so strange because they have more than 4 goals received in the last 2 games. In the last 3 games in Saint-Symphorien against Montpellier is a team playing this season in Ligue 2, but away something better we saw in the content. In spite of that, in my opinion, Lille is favorite for this game, and I choose Lille score over 1.75 goals, odds 1.73.
And then for Saturday, we have a great game, Rennes. Rennes right now is the only opponent for with PSG for the title, only 2 points behind. They were able to beat Le Havre. I think it's a miracle that they are keeping the rhythm of PSG. And Rennes lost to Monaco 4-0. Before that, to Lorient in the derby 2-0. So it's for them impossible once again to qualify for the Champions League. A little bit disappointing this month of January.
Yes. Lens still to have a really strong defense, except the game in Marseille. We saw a really solid defense in 4 games in 2026. 0 goal received for Lens is the biggest news for Lens right now. After Lens is able to score in every game, we know his alternative way to attack, a lot of option, and now it's difficult to understand what happened in Rennes. Rennes sold 2 important players in the last days in the mercato. Rennes, in the last two games, we saw the Rennes from the beginning of the season without a strong defense, without a clear identity, no? And against Monaco is probably the worst game since the beginning of the season for Rennes. Here we trust in 𝗵𝗵𝗿𝗀, in my opinion, is the man to go out about this mini crisis. Rennes still in a European spot, only 1 point up respect to Strasbourg and Toulouse. Is a difficult game to play in 𝗏𝗏𝗏 right now, especially with the record this season in 𝗏𝗏𝗏 for loss. Only they lose the first game in the season against Lyon 1-0. Since this game, only victory, no draw, only victory for loss. For that reason, I choose double chance, 1x, and in my opinion, Rennes can score in loss, and I choose with both teams to score. 1x with both teams to score, odds 1.95.
All right, our smart bet tool, Alain, is going directly for Lens to win for this game is 1.82. Next one, the
It's
derby
good,
you were... Sorry?
It's good.
Yeah, good odds indeed. Next one is another derby in Bretagne, as you mentioned, Brest, Lorient. Lorient are specialists in derbies. They beat Nantes the previous week, and before that, Rennes, if I'm not mistaken, so 3 consecutive wins, unbeaten in the last 9. Lorient, one of the teams of the moment in Ligue 1. Brest coming from the draw against Nice.
Yes, and yes, but the taste is like a defeat, because when you are up in the score with 2-goal advantage, you must know to manage the score, especially against Nice. Is a young team. You must manage that. But yes, it's not a good season for Brest. Every week we wait the Brest about last season. Every week I said I wait, I trust. But right now I lose that be confident to Brest, because the team are not answer. And who is answer right now? It is Lorient. Lorient start really bad away. At home, they're brilliant team, but in the last 10 games, Lorient is a Champions League team. And that one said, okay, is one of the team most informed since the beginning of the year. In the last 5 games, 11 points, only 1 point less than loss. And for that derby is the true derby. And in Bretagne, Brest-Lorient is the same category. No, Brest, Rennes is the biggest team. Nantes is bigger, but that one is this dimension. No, that the rivalry are really strong for between both teams. I choose to oriented my prediction with the moment of form, and I choose Brest-Lorient double chance, x2 with over 1.5 goals, odds 2.30.
Was 3-all in the reverse fixture, and our smart bet tool is going for double chance here as well for Lorient. And the last game on Saturday is Nantes-Lyon. Nantes stay in the same trouble, bottom 3, far away now from Le Havre, 6 points away, lost to Lorient, so 3 consecutive defeats since winning in Marseille. And Lyon is the opposite, Alain. Probably the most informed team right now in French football is 10 consecutive wins in all competitions, including, of course, their great role in the Europa League, and now level on points with 𝐬𝗏𝗏.
Yes, level of point of 𝐬𝗏𝗏. Good signing during the mercato to try to consolidate, no, and to have a little more deepness in the bench. It was the limit with with the penalty can't sign every player, can buy every player in the last summer. Right now, that one is gone, is finished, and right now Lyon start to sign again player. And yes, Narte first game, first winning goal against Lille. Hendrik is playing in a really high level. Yes, everything are really positive in Lyon right now. We can't say that the same about Nantes. Nantes start again really bad the 2026. Yes, they won in Marseille, but Marseille 9 player, and after that, 4 consecutive defeats. Really bad feeling about the team. Not seeing some player to try to improve, especially his offensive way, because is the third worst attack in Ligue 1. And against Lyon, I choose a big risk. I don't recommend to do that, but sometimes we must to do. Lyon, since the beginning of the season, won 8 games, 1-0. Is the specialist in France. Not a problem with the goal. For that reason, I choose Lyon winning 1-0. Exact score. We try. Odds 6.80.
Okay, I like this. Of course, if you go for a safer one, like Lyon to win is around 1.7. And for Sunday morning, we have Nice Monaco, another derby in the Côte d'Azur with Nice in really poor form. They were able to draw against Brest after beating Nantes, so probably they are not going down. It is not going to be a problem. But again, both are really far from the goals. Alain, Monaco at least bounced back with that win against Rennes, and they were unlucky to get PSG in the Champions League.
Yeah, but what happened in Monaco? Monaco is one of the hardest team to predict this season. Big potential, young talent, players with experience, a place where they're known to win, winning against Paris Saint-Germain. But in spite of everything like that, Monaco right now is 10th. And the goal was the Champions League. Is under the first spot of the Champions League, 12 points. 12 points in 20 journey. It's not possible. It's not possible. If we check the last results, we saw a lot of things, a lot of positive things. First, they don't receive any goal in 3 games. It's the first time in during the season. And finally, the offensive powder show his talent, show his alternative against Stade Rennais, and it can be the match reference, not to start the last part of the season. They played Paris Saint-Germain in Champions League, but warning, because Monaco was the black cat during a lot of year for Paris Saint-Germain, and this season Monaco won against PSG at home. Now Nice is a really young team. Puel working with the young and give his identity. We saw offensive football. A lot of young players start to have a minute and time in the field. For a derby, in my opinion, Nice can be miss some experience. If we check the last games against Brest, in the case of Monaco score 2, I don't saw and I don't imagine Nice can be catch a draw. And for that reason, I choose Monaco winning odds 2.16.
Okay, actually, smart bet for this game is double chance for Nice. A surprise in their opinion. We saw 2-2 in Monaco earlier this season. Next game, Alain, Angers, Toulouse, 2 teams doing well this season, both in the middle of the standings. Angers coming from the win against Metz, 1-0. Toulouse coming from a draw, goalless draw against Auxerre, both not scoring not a lot of goals actually in their last games, both Angers and Toulouse.
It was one of the biggest surprise in the last journey was the draw between Toulouse and Auxerre. Toulouse arrived with a lot of positivity in a really good moment in the season, but against Auxerre they don't found the key. In spite of that, in the last 5 games, Toulouse is one of the best team in Ligue 1. Is fifth in the table. A really high average of goals scored, 2 goals per game, not 1 goal per game received. Only 4 goals received in 5 games. Yes, Toulouse is difficult to move. Like Angers is difficult to move too. Is one of the team with the most under 2.5 goals since the beginning of the season. Angers and Le Havre are the king for that to win 1-0, to catch a 0-0, lose 1-0. 2 is something we saw frequently with Angers. Angers lose 2 important players, especially in the offensive way, like 𝐿𝐭𝐿 and 𝗵𝗵𝗿𝗏, who is signing for Olympique de Marseille. That one will affect the team clearly. I don't have doubt for that. Toulouse have a really good memory when they played in Angers 10 years ago in 2016. They saved his spot in Ligue 1 in the last game in Angers with a heroic winning 3-2 with 2 times go up to the score, and in the last 10 minutes 𝗵𝗵𝗿𝗏 scored the goal. It's a good memory for the club, and in my opinion Toulouse is really favorite for this game. I choose double chance 𝑋2 with 1.5 goals in the game, odds 1.90.
And you mentioned was one of the surprises of the week, the draw between Auxerre and Angers. Auxerre now playing at home against Paris FC. They lost 2-0 before that game, the 3 previous games before the draw against Angers, and they are still penultimate in the standings. And Paris FC got you the ACCA, Alain scoring in the last minute against 𝐬𝐭𝐴𝑚, plenty of goals. In that game, there is now 8 points between these 2 teams that should be direct rivals to avoid relegation.
Yes, Auxerre improve in the content. We saw a team play better in the last, but in the last 4 games they don't score. If you don't score in football, it's impossible to winning, and it is the biggest problem, because when do you play against Lens, against PSG, against Toulouse, and you received only 2 goals in 3 games, but you don't score? Yes, they don't deserve to stay there, in my opinion. When we saw the content, the team had a reaction, but the problem is the goal. The problem is the goal, and Pellissier don't found solution. The board don't help him because he needed some signing, but the board don't sign any player. That one, yes, there will be fighting with Nantes for the play out spot, but difference with Le Havre. That really of Auxerre team will be take the lead to the game and try to have a high level of possession, high grade of creation. This season they're signing 𝐿𝐴𝐻𝐿, and I'm so curious to see 𝐿𝐴𝐻𝐿 in France. Maybe he can add more goals to the team. He will be had experience clearly in that vestry. He need that in the vestry for that game. In my opinion, Auxerre will be break the 4 games without goal score, and PSC will be the version of the offensive team. For that reason, over 2.25 goals. With only 2 goals, we recovered the half of the amount, odds 1.19.
Next game is Le Havre Strasbourg. Le Havre 6 points away from Nantes, lost to Lens after getting a draw with Monaco or Rennes before that, and Strasbourg, Alain, very close to get something from PSG. They lost after that brilliant win in Lille.
Yes, Strasbourg is improved. Strasbourg improve. The new manager don't affect the team. Rosenor leave to go to Chelsea. Some people ask themselves, yes, but maybe can affect the team. No, but the answer is no. We saw in Lille, we saw in the derby against Metz, we saw against Paris Saint-Germain. The team is in live. There are a lot of things to playing, because Strasbourg still one of the favorite of Conference League, clearly right now. Going to Le Havre is a good test for Strasbourg, because Strasbourg have problem when they must to attack a low block, and Le Havre is a team, is a master team to defend in his area. That create problem to the major part of the team, found difficulty with Le Havre, the biggest team to score against this team. And in my opinion, I wait a really close game in the first half, and in the second half maybe we can show something more in the offensive way. I choose over 1.75 goals in the second half, odds 2.63.
And the game of the games in France, the Classique between PSG and Olympique Marseille. Now 9 points between these two teams. This is the third meeting this season. Remember, we saw a draw in the Super Cup, then PSG won in penalties, and we saw also 𝐬𝐵 winning in the Velodrome, but now they are far from the top. 𝐬𝐵, I guess, with doubts after the draw with Paris, after losing to Brugge. It was a big setup, not being able to qualify at least for the playoffs for a big club like 𝐬𝐵 in the Champions League. And we have PSG, Alain, back in the Champions League playoffs, suffering a little bit in Strasbourg with 𝐿𝐴𝐻𝐼 sent. So I don't know how you see this game, if you give any chance to Marcel to get something from the Parc des Princes.
Right now, Marseille have a lot of internal problem. The market of transfer brings some really interesting player. I think Marseille moved brilliantly in the signing in the Mercato, but now they travel to Paris after the last events, the game in Bruges, the derby disappeared 24 hours, reappear. I am the manager, I am not the manager. After they play against PFC, they lose two goal advantage to bring a draw, and that one had some tension to the ambient, and it's difficult working with that grade of tension. And go to Paris right now can be a very good thing, because the motivation and the concentration is the maximal, because it's one of the game of the season. After in the collective analysis, the team concede a lot in defense, and we saw a lot of individual mistake, and that one means the player are not with a free mind. They are not relaxed to do the best things. So many tension had to the player, and create, in my opinion, that type of mistake. PSG is a strange season for PSG, because in my opinion that they pay the really difficult season in terms of quantity in the last season, because more than 70 games play without holiday. You start the season it's difficult to manage that because PSG don't have 30 players. Luis Enrique choose to have that reduced squad. And when you have 3, 4, 5 injury, it's difficult. But he give a chance to young player. And yes, lovely philosophy, lovely management about Luis Enrique. And for this game, I don't choose 1x2 because with the situation in Marseille is difficult. But in my opinion, is a goal market game. I choose over 3.75 goals, odds 2.31.
Hopefully we see a great game, the greatest of the games in French football at the moment, PSG. Alain Valnegri, 6 goals. Well, guys, as always, let me remind you that we have available our tipster competitions for you. You can win some money thanks to Oddspedia, and it's completely free to participate. Especially pay attention to the competition in February. We just started the month, so a good opportunity for you to play. And also don't forget that we have rivals where you can create your own tipster competition. Alain, let's go with your safe bet.
PSG winning, odds 1.40.
And the ACCA?
Auxerre, Paris FC, over 2.25 goals. Angers, Toulouse, double chance with 1.5 goals. And Paris Saint-Germain, OM over 3.75 goals for a total 8.77.
Another high one. You want back-to-back great ACCAs. Alain Valnegri, thank you. Thanks everyone for watching and see you soon. Bye-bye.